Hello everyone. This video is brought to you by Newton's Group of Institutions. This is Arvind Egireddy from Department of Computer Science and Engineering. In this video, we will discuss about the use case points from software effort estimation. Today, we are going to cover the following topics: use case points definition, history of use case points counting process, and advantages and disadvantages of use case points. Here, a use case is a series of related interactions between a user and a system that enables the user to achieve a goal. So use cases are a way to capture the functional requirements of the system. The user of the system is referred to as an actor, and use cases are fundamentally in the text form. Now coming to the definition of use case points. Use case points UCP is a software estimation technique used to measure the software size with the use cases. Here, the concept of UCP is similar to functional points, FPs, and the number of UCPs in a project is based on the following. One is the number of complexities of the use case in the system, and the number of complexities of the actors on the system, and also various non-functional requirements such as portability, performance, maintainability that are not written are use cases. So here, the environment in which the project will be developed, such as the language, the team's motivation, etc., are need to be identified. So here, examination with the UCPs require all use cases to be written with a goal and approximately at the same level, giving the same amounts of detail. Hence, before estimation, the project team should ensure that they have written their use cases with defined goals and at a detailed level. So, use case is normally completed within a single session, and after the goal is achieved, the use cases may go on to some other activity. Now coming to the history of use case points, the use case points estimation method was introduced by Gustav Karner in 1993. The work was later licensed by Rational Software that merged into IBM. So here, now let us see the use case points counting process. The use case points counting process has the following 4 steps. In step 1, we calculate the unadjusted UCPs. In step 2, we adjust for the technical complexity. In step 3, we adjust for environmental complexity. And in step 4, we calculate the adjusted UCPs. Now, coming to the step 1, that is calculated unadjusted use case points. Here, we calculate the unadjusted use case points first by using the following 3 steps. In step 1.1, we need to determine the unadjusted use case weights. In step 1.2, we need to determine the unadjusted actor weights. And in step 1.3, we need to calculate the unadjusted use case points. Now coming to step 1.1, that is determining unadjusted use case weights. Here, this we will do in 4 steps. In step 1.1.1, we need to find the number of transactions in each use case. That is, if the use cases are written with user goal levels, a transaction is equivalent to the step in the use case. So here we need to find the number of transactions by counting the steps in the use case. At step 1.1.2, we need to classify the each use case as either simple, average, or complex based on the number of transactions in the use case. Also, we need to assign the use case weights as shown. So here, the use cases for the complex problems is can be either simple, average, or complex. So for simple, the number of transactions will be less than or equal to 3, and for use case weight will be 5. Whereas for average use cases, the number of transactions will be between 4 to 7 and the use case weight will be 10. Whereas for complex use cases, the number of transactions will be greater than 7 and the use case weight will be 15. Now coming to the step 1.1.3, we repeat for each use case and get all the use case weights. So unadjusted use case weights, UU, CW is the sum of all the use case weights. Now in step 1.1.4, we need to find the unadjusted use case weight UUCW using a table. So the table contains a simple, average, complex with the use case weights, number of use cases and the product. So here for simple, the use case weight what we have seen is 5 and the number of use cases is number of simple use cases, which is 5 into number of simple use cases. Whereas for average use case weight is 10. So number of use cases is NAUC, that is number of average use cases. So here number of average use cases into 10 will give you the product. Coming to complex, use case weight is 15. So and number of use cases into 15 will give you the product. So unadjusted use case weight will be sum of all these things. UUCW will be equal to 5 into NSUC plus 10 into NAUC plus 15 into NCUC. Now here in the step 1.2, we need to determine the unadjusted actor weights. So here an actor is an use case which might be a person, another program, etc., or some actors such as a system with a defined API having a very simple needs and increase the complexity of the use case only slight. So some actors such as a system interacting through a protocol have more needs and increases the complexity of the use case to a certain extent. And other actors such as user interacting through UGI have a significant impact on the complexity of the use case based system. And on these differences, you can classify actors as simple, average and complex. So in step 1.2.1, we need to classify the actors as simple, average and complex and assign actor weights as shown in the table, that is what we use. For simple, the system weight is being defined. For API, actor weight will be 1. For average, a system interacting through a protocol, actor weight will be 2. And for complex, a user interacting through GUI, actor weight will be 3. Then in step 1.2.2, we repeat for each actor and get all the actor weights, unadjusted actor weights UAW, which is the sum of all the actor weights. Whereas in step 1.2.3, we need to find the unadjusted actor weights UAW. And for that, we use a table. And in that, we have simple actor weight is 1 and number of actors into 1 will give you the product. Average, for average, actor weight is 2. So 2 into number of actors, NAA will give you the product. And for complex, actor weight is 3 and actor weight into NCA, that is 3 into NCA is equal to, we get the product weight. So unadjusted actor weight we calculate by 1 into NSA plus 2 into NAA plus 3 into NCA, where NSA is the number of simple actors, NAA is the number of average actors, and NCA is the number of complex actors. Now, we need to calculate the unadjusted use case points. So the unadjusted use case weights UUCW and the unadjusted actor weights UAW together give an unadjusted size of the system, which is referred as an unadjusted use case points, which is being given by the formula unadjusted use case points UUCP is equal to UUCW plus UAW. So the next steps are to adjust the unadjusted use case points UUCP for technical complexity and environmental complexity. Now coming to step 2, that is adjust for technical complexity. Here we have step 2.1, we need to consider the 13 factors that contribute to the impact of the technical complexity of the project on use case points and their corresponding weights. And in step 2.2, for each of these 13 factors, we need to assess the project and the rate from 0 for irrelevant and 5 for very important. And in the third step, that is step 2.3, we need to calculate the impact of the factor. And in step 2.4, we need to calculate the sum of the impacts of all the factors. And in step 2.5, we need to calculate the technical complexity factor, TCF. So here coming to step 2.1, that is we need to consider the 13 factors that contribute the impact of the technical complexity of the project on use case points and their corresponding weights as shown in the table. So here each factor is weighted according to its relative impact, and a weight of 0 indicates that the factor is irrelevant, and the value of 5 means that the factor has the most impact. So here we have 13 factors, that is technical complexity 1, technical complexity 2, technical complexity factor 3, technical factor 4, 5, like that we have the 13 factors, and each of these 13 factors has been given certain weights. So many of these factors represent the project's non-functional requirements. And coming to step 2.2, for each of these 13 factors, we need to assess the project and rate for 0 for irrelevant and 5 for very important, according to their perceived complexity. Whereas in step 2.3, we need to calculate the impact of the factors from impact weight of the factors and the rated value of the project. That is given as impact of the factor is equal to impact weight into rated value. Now, in step 2.4, we need to calculate the sum of the impacts of all the factors. So, this gives the total technical factor, TF factor, as given in the table. So, here in this table, we can clearly see the how we can calculate the total technical factor. So, the total technical factor is nothing but it is sum of the impacts of all the factors. Now, coming to step 2.5, we need to calculate the technical complexity factor TCF, and this TCF is given by using the formula TCF is equal to 0.6 plus 0.01 into T factor, which we have calculated in the step 2.4. Now coming to the step 3. So here in step 3, we need to adjust for the environmental complexity. So here in step 3.1, we need to consider the 8 environmental factors. In step 3.2, for each of these 8 factors, we need to assess the project and rate for 0 as irrelevant and 5 for very important. So it will have the in-between values. And in step 3.3, we calculate the impact of the factor. And in step 3.4, we calculate the sum of the impacts of all the factors. And in step 3.5, we calculate the environmental factor F. So here, step 3.1, we need to consider the 8 environmental factors that could affect the project execution and their corresponding weights. So that's what we can see in this particular table. So here F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7, F8 are nothing but they are the environmental factors. And these 8 environmental factors are being given with some weights. So we need to use these weights. Whereas in step 3.2, for each of these factors, we need to assess the project and rate for 0 for irrelevant and 5 for very important. And in step 3.3, we need to calculate the impact of the factor from impact weight of the factor and the rated value for the project, which is given by using the formula impact of the factor is equal to impact weight into rated value. Now, in step 3.4, we need to calculate the sum of the impacts of all the factors. This gives the total environmental factor, EF factor, and that we can see in this particular table. So here the total environmental factor is nothing but it is sum of impacts of all the factors. So by doing sum of impacts of all the factors, by using the formulas, we calculate the relevant values and we calculate the impact values and we do the sum and we will get the final total environmental factor. And in step 3.5, we calculate the environmental factor EF. And this environmental factor EF is given by using the formula 1.4 plus minus of 0.03 into E factor. So this gives you the environmental factor EF. Now in step 4, what we need to do is we need to calculate the adjusted use case points. So here the adjusted use case points UCP is equal to UUCP plus TCF plus EF. So UUCP we calculated in step 1, TCF we calculated in step 2, EF we calculated in step 3. So all these three things after multiplying we get to the step 4. So step 4 is the multiplication of product of step 1 into step 2 into step 3. Now let us see the advantages and disadvantages of use case points. Coming to the advantages of use case points, UCPs are based on the use case and can be measured very easily in the project life cycle. And UCP will be independent of the size, skill and experience of the team that implements the project. And UCP based estimations are found to be close to actual when estimation is performed by the experienced people. And UCP is easy to use and does not call for additional analysis. And UCPs are being used vastly as a method of choice to describe the requirements. So in such cases, UCP is the best suitable estimation technique. Now coming to the disadvantages of the use case points. So here use case point UCP can be used only when requirements are written in the form of use cases. That is the major disadvantage. Now the other disadvantage is it depends on the goal oriented well written use cases. So if the use cases are not well or uniform structured, then the resultant UCP may not be accurate. And the third disadvantage is technical and environmental factors have a high impact on the UCP. So a care need to be taken with or while assigning the values to the technical and environmental factors. And the final disadvantage of UCP is useful for initial estimation of overall project size, but they are much less useful in driving the interaction to iteration works of the team. Thank you all. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications. Thank you.